Hey guys, this is just a video on the airbrushing tutorials and sharing my hobby with you guys. So this is the second part. So this is the base coat I will be going through with the airbrush, and then the next videos will be the mid-tones and highlights. So just like to share this. This is a hobby I do. If you guys are interested in it, you can check it out. It's just something I wanted to share. So I hope you enjoy it, guys. Okay guys, so the fun bit begins now. So these are the colors we're gonna use. We're gonna use the gory red, bloody red, hot orange. We're gonna use the orange fire and the extreme highlight. Very little we will use of cadmium skin. Now what we'll do is we're gonna base coat in this video. So we're just gonna use this one here to just give it the proper base coat. Then when we come to the mid-tones, we'll use bloody red. But what we'll do, we'll mix a bit of gory red with bloody red. Then we'll use bloody red to highlight. Then for the next highlight, we'll mix bloody red with orange. And then we'll get a little bit lighter as we go. Then we'll use orange to highlight. Then we'll use orange and we'll mix the orange fire, highlight slightly more. And then we'll use orange to give it the final highlight and mix orange with cadmium skin to give an extreme highlight. So that's all we're doing. We're just mixing colors, mixing one color after the other. Okay guys, so we've got the airbrush ready. Standard procedure as usual, we're using the air flow improver. So we'll put this drops in, we'll put a few drops in so it just about feels at the bottom there, you can see. Then make sure you shake your paints, really shake them. Because normally when they're sitting around, it builds up at the bottom. So you want to shake them vigorously. Upside down, I normally hold them and I just shake. Sometimes it might get stuck, so you have to use this. Okay, and then you just drop 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't have to be a lot because these paints are quite thick. So what we'll do, we'll just mix it in. I want to get a thin consistency. So let's check this out. Again, we'll test it. Yeah, we can add a little bit, another drop, I reckon. There. Mix that a bit. Brilliant, okay. All right, so we always, remember, always testing to see how the paint's coming out. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna base paint the areas where we've had the white areas. We're gonna leave the black areas how they are. You can get a little bit on there, that's fine. But the aim is to just get it on the areas, as you can see there, it's coming on the head. Starting to come on, and you're just working through the light areas, little paint at a time, not too much. You know, control your trigger. Control the trigger. There we go, and then we can get it. And as you put it on, it will naturally go into the light areas. And as you can see, the dark areas are left how they are, right? And leaving the dark areas how they are. As you point it in the raised areas, you can start to judge the distance. And you can bring, because you haven't got much paint coming out, you can go a bit closer to the raised areas. Because a little bit of paint coming out, not a lot. So you can control that area a bit more. And if you feel like there's no paint coming out, just keep bringing it in, bring the trigger back. If you feel that's air, so at the moment I have air, and then I just push the trigger back. So I'm starting off with air, and then I push the trigger back, and then you will notice the paint starts coming there, yeah, you see? So that's all you're doing. Once you cover the white area, leave the dark area how it is. So it's all about gradients. Just carefully thin, you can think thin as well, thin layers. That's all you're doing. Even at the bottom here, you're just covering up the areas where the white is, as you can see there, and leaving the dark areas how they are. That's all there is to it. You know? The main thing is the trigger control. That's the main thing. The more you blur out, the more it's going to come out. If you do it suddenly, it's going to come like that. So you really want to be careful with the trigger. And there's an oil, you can put oil on there to make it smoother. I'll do another video on that to show you that when you're maintaining the airbrush. Again, you're just going through top area, as we've seen there, just the highlighted area. The blacks take care of itself. Again, you can see here. If you feel like there's not enough paint coming out, just pull the trigger back. And then if we come to the ab area here, from the top down, you can just work from the top down here, even the intercostals here. And then the biceps here. You can see it's turning. You can see the color turning there. That's all you're doing. You're giving the illusion of depth by leaving the dark areas dark, and the areas where it's light is where you're applying the color. I mean, you can do it at the bottom here slightly, but not too much. And obviously the elbow. Elbow area too. And then of course you have not forget the feet. So we're just roughly getting the base coat in. Thin layers, thinking thin. And then what we can do, you can work through the top area again. Give it a second pass. Coming down here. Again, if you don't feel the paint coming out, just go back on the trigger a bit more. Testing the paints all the time. Low upper abs. And then there you have your base coat. You have a simple base coat which is looking good. You got all the areas. See, this is why the grey helps a lot, because it brings out the base color. And then we'll just do some at the top here. It brings out the base color, but at the same time it preserves those shadows as well, which is key, you know, to making your model look, making it look 3D, which is what you're looking for. You want it to give that illusion, that 3D effect. So you've got this base color in we're working with. Slowly we're going to start bringing the reds in, but this is just the base, dark base color, which we always start with. Got the abs there, at top of the abs. There. And you don't want to do too much, because you don't want to oversaturate. So I'll just do that there. A little bit in the middle there. And obviously the feet. There, the feet as well. Get the side feet in.
And that's all you're doing, just working through the model, making sure all the areas are consistent, which looks pretty consistent to me. What we'll do is we'll just add a bit more around here. Like that, so it's looking good. And then a little bit here on the top. Here we won't give as many layers as we did on the other side. It'll still be red, but it won't be as many layers. Okay, so that's the first base coat, and then we'll start doing some highlights on the next. We'll just add a bit more here at the top. I'm just pointing it downward on this direction. Get some little bit on the hand, not too much. A little bit around the hand, a hint. So wherever you want it a bit brighter, you just add a bit more. Add a bit more of the color. And the way you want it to be a bit more darker, you just add one layer of color. So there you go, we've got the base coat there, and now what we'll do, we'll start adding the other colors. So we're leaving the darks how they are, and we're leaving the light areas. Where the light areas are, that's what we're spraying. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video.